So this is the plumbing section of this home maintenance. I want to show you just kind of the easy ways to avoid any issues with your plumbing and damage to your cabinets. Obviously this is all put in, it's all plastic. It has all these little joints on it. All these little joints here are tightened by hand. They do that on purpose so you can disconnect it and clean it out. The main thing you want to do is try your best not to put a lot of products under this sink that bump and hit this stuff. Although it's tight, like I said, it's hand tight, you don't want to damage it because it can come loose and it can cause a leak. If you do have a leak, figure out how to fix it as quick as you can. This is a press board material and it can get damaged by water. If you need to tighten this or tighten that, it can fix that drain leak. The other part of leaks that can happen in your home is every now and then your faucet up here can leak. Stuff goes bad. There's a cartridge in here, it can go bad and it can leak. Sometimes you'll have water come out through here, you'll have water come out through the back. These are usually on very old faucets, say up to 5 to 6 years old. So, if that ever happens, you want to change it out. Best way to change this out is to learn how to shut off your water. To shut your water off, you have these knobs here, these clear knobs. Sometimes they'll be silver, sometimes they'll be white. For whatever reason, these are clear. All they do is turn just like you would your hose bib outside. Now I've turned these, and that should shut all the water off up here. Both sides, hot and cold. What that allows you to do is disconnect this. But mainly what it does, if you ever have any issues or major leaks coming from your water, you want to shut that off immediately. And then try and diagnose the problem. Turn them back on. See, the water is coming on. Another thing that happens to these valves, shutoffs, bushings in them get dry because you're not using them. So sometimes when you turn them, you'll have a little water come out. So you close it all the way, you'll have a little drip. And as soon as you tighten it all the way up, the drip will stop. And then when you back it out, you get another little drip all the way out and the drip will stop. It's pretty common. The older they get, everything needs to be changed out. The same thing goes for your dishwasher. Your shut off is back here. And it's the same exact way. It's just the way this one was configured. This here is the plug for your garbage disposal. Once again, the garbage disposal, very good. You don't want to put cuttings in it. It's basically, if you have leftover food on your plate, you can run it into your garbage disposal. It's not meant to put away, grind up vegetables or meat or anything like that and process it. It will clog this up. So I'll show you up here. Yeah, this is your, don't ever stick your hand in there because that is the garbage disposal. This is the shutoff for all the water to your home. Basically, you take this lid off, and if I can get the camera to come down and look at this lever here, you'll see a blue lever. It's running in line with the plumbing. So as long as everything looks like it's in line, so it's going in the direction of the plumbing, that means water is flowing. If you ever need to shut the water off to your house, you come out here, you open this up, you find this, and you turn it. It shows you on and off. You see how now it's no longer in line. That means it is stopped water going to your house. This is the best thing. If you can't figure out how to shut a leak off, just come out here and turn this off and see if you can fix the problem like I showed you before, and then call a plumber. This part of homeowner maintenance and service is the water heater. You have a hybrid water heater. That means it has lots of functions. All of the functions are on this screen. It's fairly intuitive. Right now, you see how it reads water heater off. That means it is not making any hot water heater. In order to turn it on, you'd want to hit mode. Now it is on energy saver mode, and it'll make the water 120 degrees. If you want to raise it up, see how you have two arrows? And it says very hot, and warm. Move it up. It gives you a little warning saying risk of scalding. I think 121 is fine, but turn it back down to 120. The other modes, energy saver, that's the most efficient. Vacation mode, you set it to the days you're away and it'll keep the water heater off. After you're done with this, hit mode again. Now back in energy saver mode. Now it says heat pump mode. This is where the hybrid water heater comes in. This unit up here, if you can see, is basically like a small air condition. And what it does, it cools the air around it when it needs to make hot water. So this is what this unit is designed to be, is on heat pump mode. I would let it run this way. It'll keep your garage cool, it'll save you electricity, and it will make a barrier of cold air before it gets to your house in the summertime. It's pretty simple. If you don't want to use that, you can go to a different mode again. Usually you just run through all the modes: energy saver mode, heat pump mode, high demand mode. Obviously, if you're using a lot of water, you have a lot of people in the house, you can go to high demand. That is really all you need to touch. If you want to know more, everything comes with instructions. So read your instructions, or you can easily go online and find out any more information about all of this. So on this water heater, I just explained to you everything how this works. The one thing that you need to know, much like the shutoff, is under your sink and under your kitchen sink, under your bathroom sink, the water heater has a shutoff as well. It's this blue lever here. This means there's no longer water going to your water heater. So if you have a leak in the hot anywhere in this thing, you can always turn this off. Or if you need to replace it, is your main shutoff. These things get a little stiff over time. They get a little harder to turn. So it may feel like it doesn't want to go, but it will move. So because this is a little air conditioner on top, just like your air conditioner inside the house, it has a filter. It is right here. This filter, it's going to collect gack and dust just like your other one would. But this one is made to be washed. So you can take this filter outside, clean it with a hose, and make sure it's clear. Just like so you can see my hand through it. Once it's clear, put it back in. Obviously it has writing on the top, so that's the top. There's a little slot up here. It's a little tricky to get in, but it will go. I would say check this every 6 months. But this air conditioner is working now and is blowing cold air. Because your water heater is in the garage, but it is also on the same level as your home. So we had to put a pan in here. This black pan is made to catch any water that ever drips through here. This pipe here and this valve here. This valve is called a temperature and pressure release valve. What it does, if the temperature ever gets over hot in the water heater, it will release a little bit of water into the pan. And then what that's supposed to do is leak out and onto your floor. It's made to leak onto your floor so you see it. This is meant to let you know if you have damage to it. So if you do have any water down here coming from this, you definitely want to call either a plumber, just a plumber,